threatened or physically forced, but it is still wrong and dangerous. Parents and kids. One thing that is most commonly thought is that sexual abuse has to be forced by threat or violence. This is not always the case. Children and adults alike have a desire to find things to do, to forget about emotional pain, or just to relax, especially if there are family problems present. Some kids do this by playing extensive amounts of video games, or blasting loud heavy music all the time, or trying drugs and alcohol. And by the way, drugs and alcohol use is highly connected to inner guilt and shame. There are many things that accomplish this goal to forget for a bit. Many, though, have negative, life-destroying results. Sadly, today's kids try to use sex as a way to feel love, or replace emptiness, and forget for a while. Sex is a very powerful feeling for adults. Imagine how overwhelming it feels to a child. A child at a young age is usually not able to realize that what is happening is wrong and dangerous, especially if they have had no advance warning. So sadly, many kids do consent to sexual behavior even with an adult. This is only because their minds and emotions have been tricked and deceived. This is where the terms statutory rape and taking advantage of come from. The following are 3 misconceptions that kids think that may lead them to allow themselves to be molested. Number 1. To them, some part of it sexually or emotionally actually feels alright. Number 2. The overwhelming feelings give them a temporary escape from their emotional pain. Number 3. They believe that in order to be loved and accepted by someone, they have to allow sexual stuff. It just seems safer to them than being emotionally hurt. The abuser will usually lie and say, "Who else cares for you or makes you feel good like I do?" The number one way to make sure this does not happen is to teach your children at a young age that all sexual touching or sexual language is wrong until they are an adult and able to control their sexual emotions. Now, I know kids will experiment, and I've heard all that stuff, but especially when it comes to adults, no adult should be speaking in sexual language or engaging in sexual touching with a child. Reassure them that true love and closeness is not skin deep, it's heart deep. Kids, remember, just because there is no threat or physical force doesn't make what could happen or is happening all right. Section 8. Sex or sexual touching between an adult and a child is not a guarantee or a sign of love with someone. Sex or sexual touching is not a guarantee or a sign of closeness either. Kids, the world and its music, movies, videos, commercials, and TV shows all aim to show you that people, either dating or not, have to be fooling around with sexual ideas or having sex itself to show that they love one another and to make each other feel close and loved. That is nothing but a fat lie. Once someone is an adult and is aware of the overwhelming feelings of sex and they have the proper knowledge of its areas, then sex can be a wonderful thing, shared within the right godly and legal boundaries. True love between an adult and a child is not found through sex or sexual touching. It is found in friendship and in trust and in caring and in doing things together of a godly and legal nature. Kids, true closeness and true love will not come about through the touching of your skin or the touching of your private areas. It is not shown through sex or sexual touching. Love and closeness are not found by doing these things. Do not believe what people are saying. Don't be fooled by what is being shown on TV and in the movies. Don't be fooled by the sexual lyrics of the music that make sex between any age sound so nice. The singers aren't telling you the negative effects of getting involved in it at a young age. Do not let any adult touch you or talk to you in a sexual way. Kids, try this. Go ahead and touch your arm with your hand. Slide it up and down your arm. See how it feels? Now, move your hand away and see what happens. You will notice the feeling goes away. It was only there for a moment, then gone. True closeness and true love and true acceptance is found and felt in your heart, not on your skin, not on your private parts. True closeness and love don't just fade away after a few moments. It has lasting power. Section 9. Respect and protect your body and mind, for they are from the Lord. Kids, you can have all the knowledge in the world and be warned by people who love you, but if you are the only one who has the power to say no, you also have the ability to not put yourself in dangerous situations. Some that you have seen already explained in this guideline. You have the control to not let yourself be in a situation with a dangerous adult. It doesn't matter what people have done to you in the past or are doing to you now. It was no mistake that you were born. The Lord created you for a great purpose. God gave you an awesome mind to do many wonderful things. Don't let anyone use your body as something junky. And don't let people use your mind as their personal playground. Don't let people treat you like a piece of trash. You are worth so much more than that. Just ask God, and He will show you. Now kids, God has made everyone different, but still a beautiful creation in His eyes. Who can take that worth that God gave you? Don't let anyone touch your body in a way that you know isn't right, no matter how quote-unquote right it seems to feel. Sex or sexual touching hurts your mind and body while you are young. If this has happened or is happening, you have to get help now. Think of how many other kids it could be happening to right now. If you let this continue to happen, then many negative things will happen. You will end up feeling like a piece of garbage, especially when you're a bit older. You will become much more involved with sexual activity with many different people, therefore increasing your risk of diseases like AIDS and herpes. You can even end up making babies that you can't take care of, and with a pregnancy that could end in abortion, which is killing a child. If this is happening to you by someone of the same sex, there's a great chance that you will think already that you are gay, because you have not stopped it. Now, just because you haven't stopped the abuse does not mean you're gay. There are a whole lot of other feelings involved which cause you to not stop the abuse. Worst of all is, if you don't get counseling and help, you could end up abusing or molesting kids yourself when you get older. That psychology has shown that. So if this is happening to you, you got to get help now. Remember all the precautions that will be taken. Kids, respect and protect your body, for they are beautiful gifts from God.